Well, there is a reason why the Bali Agreement of 2011 envisioned the creation of the ASEAN-IPR. It represents the efforts by ASEAN to address peace and reconciliation issues in the region. I would like to talk about a Filipino saying. It says, ang sakit ng kalingkingan, sakit ng buong katawan. It means the pain felt by our little finger is felt by the entire body. So this is the spirit of ASEAN-IPR. Those who are experiencing challenges, they can rely on ASEAN to help them address these issues. May not be direct interference in their internal affairs, but ASEAN is a family. We care about members of our family. And the Philippines, as you know, is one example of a country that has looked up to its ASEAN siblings to help them address the challenges of peace and reconciliation inside their country. I don't know if we're the first one to ask for all this international monitoring team and implementation of the peace agreements, etc. But we do realize that we need help in addressing our challenges. And where else? Where's the better place to ask for help than our own ASEAN brothers and sisters? So this is the spirit of ASEAN-IPR. This is the reason why it was born. What it should do, what should be the attitude of member states in looking at its functions and roles. That is a very nostalgic question. You're bringing me back to 2014 or even 2013 when I just arrived here.
Yes.
We had no secretariat to speak of. But we had a vision of 2011 to rely on. And the individual member states, especially the Philippines, I was holding on to that. Even without a secretariat, even without an executive director, which back then, we didn't know what to do. So the first thing I did was, okay, shall we have a survey of all the peace processes around ASEAN? So this was the first project that we did in Manila, and it was very surprisingly very well attended. There was a lot of interest. So that was 2014. In 2015, we ventured on a more ambitious project. And of course, because WPS is close to my heart, we organized another symposium in Cebu. It was called The Role of Women in Peace and Reconciliation Processes. The backdrop is that for the first time, a woman negotiated a peace agreement, and we were about to complete the legal processes to implement this peace agreement that we negotiated and signed. At the time we organized this symposium, it was very timely because we showed that women can do it. So can you imagine? We have real women negotiators, women mediators, women facilitators, women advocates, teachers, etc. So they were talking about their experience. For me, that was real memorable because of the backdrop.
Of course.
And then the participants.
Yes.
And then many other, we organized about 7. The ones about women are the most memorable. The second one about women was a little bit different. The plight of women and children in conflict situations. So we looked at women both as victims and as active participants in preventing them becoming victims. And the last one about women is also very memorable. We put together, it was a big challenge, but we put together a registry of a list of women with their own expertise on peace processes and reconciliation. So we put them together, we send this group AWPR, AWPR, ASEAN Women for Peace. And everybody was very happy that finally ASEAN-IPR is on its way forward. Okay, that's a good question. I think that we should think of more inclusive project proposals. It's good to talk about national issues, okay? It's still okay to talk about individual peace processes, still okay. But I want us to be more regional in our outlook. And then one of the purposes of doing this registry is, what if country A has a need for a mediator and they trust more ASEAN than other countries, then they should utilize the ASEAN mediator or the ASEAN facilitator, especially women. So in the future, I'd like ASEAN-IPR to be more regional, still continuing to do national, and I'd like ASEAN-IPR to be more active than what we have now, like 1 or 3 projects per year. There is a lot of interest. We should do more. That's the only way to raise awareness about ASEAN-IPR. I hope that all member states will get interested in peace and reconciliation. I don't need to say that peace is the foundation of all the pillars of the ASEAN community. How can a country progress? How can a country find its identity if there is no peace in that country and in the region? So we start from there and then we realize our ASEAN community.
Thank you so much.